Idalia making its way over the Atlantic Ocean, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. In South Carolina, that storm, coupled with king tides, sent seawater surging over sand dunes and into streets and homes. But that hurricane first slammed into Florida, making landfall as a powerful Category 3 in the Big Bend area. It's now the strongest storm on record to ever hit that region of the state. One person died in South Georgia after a tree fell on his car, but hands down, the most harrowing moment in Charleston that we actually witnessed in real time was this.
Holy holy that car's flying! What the
Yeah, that's what we were all saying too. But here is the best news. That woman who was at the wheel is alive and well without a scratch. But wait, there is more to this amazing story of survival. But I'm going to let Malaijha Smoke tell you all about it. First of all, has your heart stopped pounding yet? Because every time we see that video, Malaijha, our hearts skip many beats.
Yes, it has not stopped. I haven't calmed down as much as I can. I feel like it's going to take a few days. I keep seeing the video resurface everywhere, and I'm just in shock. And I'm in disbelief as everyone else.
Well, as I mentioned, there's even more to your story. There were actually two of you in that car. You are 5 months pregnant. Talk about a miracle here.
I know. Yes, I am 5 months pregnant, and just to have that seatbelt and it across my chest and stomach, that's kind of where the soreness is taking place. Also, the impact on my arm and having to crawl out of that back window and just squeezing in my stomach. My thought was my baby and making sure everything was okay. And just that I was able to walk out alive and well, no scratches. Everything was very good. It's a miracle.
Clearly, higher sources looking over you and out for you. I want to take you back to that moment. Just please tell us what was going through your head. It probably happened so quickly, you don't even really remember what exactly happened. But just if you can, take us back. Where were you headed? What happened? And then what was going through your head when you realized you were flipping in the air?
So I was actually on the way home from work. And what I was just thinking when that happened, again, like you said, I had no thought. All I could think about really was that this is actually happening and it's my car in the air. I just noticed my car lifting up. And once I was in the air and I flipped around, I just closed my eyes. I couldn't even fathom what was going on. I didn't even know exactly what had happened until I saw the video. I was in total shock. I was crying. I was just wanted to be with my family. All I could think about was them not seeing me again. Or even if I did make it out alive, that my baby was not okay. It was a lot running through my head. But in that moment while in the air, I can say I totally went blank and just it happened so quickly. I couldn't gather myself.
Oh, Malaijha. And then the car finally lands. Was it upside down? Or was it back up top? And then tell me, once you kind of caught your breath and realized you were okay, what was your next move? And were there people that ran to you to help you? Tell us what happened once the car actually stopped moving.
Yeah, so I actually landed on my left side, which is the driver's side. And what I had to do was I crawled through the back and I went through the rear window. And a civilian came and he picked me up off of the ground. He took me into his truck and he sat me there. Everyone was trying to calm me down. There was a few ladies that came up to me and helped me out, tried to get me calm. There was also another gentleman who tried to speak for my dad for me because I was just out of it. I did have Goose Creek Fire EMS. They came and they helped me out and they transported me to Roper Berkeley, which is a hospital here. And that's when nurses and doctors took care of me from there on out. Just trying to explain the story of what had happened to them. They couldn't believe what I was saying. Like it was just all like, I didn't even know what I was going through. So until they saw the video, that's kind of what set everyone at ease to, oh my God, this really happened to you. And you're really just sitting here in front of me today. And I thank everyone who was out there and tried to calm me down. It was also still raining at the time, so it was very cold and it was nerve-wracking.
But you got to the hospital, and I'm sure you immediately said, you know, I'm pregnant. I want to know how the baby is. Okay, so did they give you an ultrasound, and then just how did it make you feel when you heard those words that the baby was okay?
Yeah, so they actually first x-rayed my hand because I do have a cut on my hand, and they wanted to make sure there was no glass inside of it. So what they did next was they took me to ultrasound. The ultrasound tech assured me that they saw a nice strong heartbeat, everything was good. And once I heard that news, I was kind of at ease a little bit more. I was still shooken up, of course, but that was my main concern at that time because I'm not the only one in this situation. There's also a baby involved as well that I'm carrying and trying to protect. So being that this happened, it was kind of out of my hands. So once I heard those words, I was definitely feeling grateful.
So do you know if it's a boy or a girl yet?
So I'm actually having a gender reveal next week, so I don't.
Have you thought about names now? Because clearly after this, I can just imagine whether a boy or a girl, I could see Miracle being the name. Have you thought about names? Has it changed since this moment?
It hasn't changed because I feel like the names that we have picked out would kind of correlate with either gender of what has happened because they are very strong, powerful names, and that's kind of what happened in this situation. This baby is very strong.
Well, do me a favor, update us next week, please, because we would like to follow up. All right?
Absolutely.
You are, what a beautiful spiritual awakening for you. And I'm so glad that we're all glad that you are well and that baby. And good to see you, Malaijha. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.